Everything goes white. I can feel the breeze. Euphoric delight. Only you and me. Pour your honey, sickly sweet. Keeps me coming, got me weak. You could kill me, I'd still be. Darling, your number is 6 feet deep. Oh, it's real hard to break this habit. It's like I want you 24/7. When I'm without you, boy, I feel sick. Think you work better than my prescriptions. Nothing.
I literally don't know where this week has gone. Like, I feel like I blinked and all of a sudden it is Friday evening. And yeah, this has just been one of those weeks that went from like 0 to 100 in like, I don't even know what the saying is. So what have I got to update you on? Quite a lot. I haven't been able to settle too much into my reading this week. I've been kind of bitting and bobbing. You will have seen from the clips that I went to Fox Books in Leicester on Saturday. Now that feels like such a long time ago. And I told myself that I was going to buy a book, support independent, hashtag indie bookshops and all that. So I picked up You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. I would happily have kind of demolished this if it wasn't for the fact that Sunday, Monday and Tuesday I had a migraine type headache that's only just kind of going away, so I couldn't sit and read a physical book. But I didn't just buy the one book, I also bought Crying in H Mart, so 2 books going on to my balance this month there. And while I was in Leicester, I did also go to Mrs. Bridges for their absolutely amazing bacon French toast thing, which they gave you this pot of like maple syrup, which one of my biggest bugbears. I'm someone, due to my menopause and my sertraline, I'm someone that always has a dry mouth, so when I get food with a piddly little pot of sauce, it just doesn't do it for me, so top marks there. What else did I do while I was in? Oh, I walked. Now, I'm getting better at my pacing. I did knacker myself out with this, but I am trying to build up my activity slowly and find that sweet spot where I'm tired because I've worked my body, but I'm not so tired that I then can't do anything for days afterwards. So I walked from Leicester City Centre down to Braunston Gate and went to 96 Degrees Coffee, which I've never been to before, and they had this frangipane with like pistachios and things on, which again, top marks, really enjoyed. And then I'm trying to think, like, what did I do Sunday? I think Sunday I literally just had to rest all day. Monday and Tuesday I got a bit on top of the housework, and again had to do that thing where I do a chunk of it and then rest for a bit and then do a chunk more and rest. And then Wednesday afternoon I started feeling really poorly again, really bad headache, really nauseous, and went for my CT scan, which I don't know if it's just me, but both hospital appointments I've been to recently have been in these really weird little places that look like I shouldn't be there. Like, this was a mobile CT scanner and the reception was like empty. You walked down the corridor first, which was like a hospital bed graveyard, and then there was just like a sign that was like, press this bell, and yeah, that felt really strange. I also, earlier in this week, decided to start applying for part-time jobs. I feel like we've got into a good routine with Nana now, and that if I could find a job that was kind of on my terms and had hours that worked. We can't do mornings because Tom has kind of core meetings hours in the morning, and obviously I get Nana up and washed and dressed. And yeah, I don't really want to say too much here yet because I don't want to jinx things, but I had an interview for job A yesterday and was offered the job this morning, and I had an interview for job B this afternoon, and I'm waiting to hear back from them. I think job B this morning was possibly a little bit better of a fit than job A, but I'm not ruling anything completely out yet. I've got to take the weekend to think. But it has just been a whirlwind of a week, from kind of sprucing up my CV a little bit and deciding that yes, I did want to apply for part-time work, to now having a job offer and potentially waiting for another one. So that has been, yeah. I finished a couple of books this week. I finished How Not to Have an Arranged Marriage by Dr. Amir Khan. Now, this is out in September, and you will be seeing more of this in my September anticipated releases, but I fell in love with this book. Hold that thought. I just need to go and turn the chicken over in the air fryer. Right, I'm back. What was I saying? Yes, Dr. Amir Khan. I've given this book a 4.5 star, and I'll explain why it's not a 5 in a minute. But this book just, it was very reminiscent of Eva Carter's How to Save a Life. Now, I love anything that's set in a hospital, and this book followed characters who were junior doctors and doctors, and I could have kept reading this book for ages. I was sent this as a copy from Pam Macmillan, and I was really surprised when it came and it was such a chunky book, because generally, as a rule of thumb, I'm like, contemporaries do not need to be chunky books, but this didn't feel like a chunky book. I just wanted to keep going back to the characters. The reason I've given it a 4.5 star is kind of two little things. So first of all, the story following. So does it say, the main story was Yusuf and Jess, and Yusuf is a Muslim guy who met Jess, a white British Catholic girl, at uni and started a relationship, but he knew that his mum wouldn't accept her, so broke it off with her when he finished at uni. But Jess was kind of the one that got away, and he never stopped thinking about her. So when they then end up working on the same ward as junior doctors, he knows that things aren't going to be easy. We also follow his sister. Not going to tell me on the back, isn't it? But anyway, we also follow Yusuf's younger sister, who agrees to go to this kind of matchmaker for an arranged marriage. And I really like the way that I learned a lot about arranged marriage in this. And I think that for years the media kind of portrayed it as like this thing that everybody was forced into, but actually we see through this matchmaker that it's not like that at all. We then also followed Rohit, who is Yusuf's uni friend and who is Hindu. Now, I would have really liked to have seen more from Rohit's story, so I would have either liked it to be a kind of companion novel to this one, and I don't know, maybe we are going to get that. But the other thing that I didn't like was that I found we had kind of a bit of story, and then it would jump 12 months later, and then it would jump 12 months later again, and that took me out of it a little bit. Like I say, I just think that, I mean, for a debut novel, I think Dr. Amir Khan did fantastic, and I will definitely read any more novels from him. I just didn't want this to finish, and I just wanted to see all those stories a little bit more. So like I say, if Rohit's story had been a separate novel, I think we could have had a little bit more of his sister's story, or I think it's Rayhana, his sister. We could have had a bit more of her story. I think that this would have lent itself really well to being like a trilogy of their stories that kind of crossed over but didn't. That being said, I know that Amir Khan is a busy NHS GP, so, you know, but yeah, really enjoyed that book. Definitely going to be one of my top romances of the year, and definitely pick that up. I am looking forward to it being released in September. I think it is the hardback that's coming out in September. I think it'll be out in hardback, audiobook and ebook, but I just loved it. I then reread How to Break Up with Fast Fashion by Lauren Bravo, which again I really enjoyed. It's one of these books that I reread quite regularly, at least once a year, because it just kind of cements in my head why I'm anti-fast fashion and what I should be doing. I'm also now rereading Consumed by Aja Barber along those same lines. And then I listened to The Poet X on Borrow Box. I shouldn't have listened to The Poet X because I don't have it physically or mentally. I don't have it physically or Kindly on my TBR, and so it doesn't count towards balancing the books. However, absolutely loved it. I think this is Elizabeth Acevedo's finest. I've read Clap When You Land, which I also liked, and With the Fire on High, which I liked but not as much. I think Elizabeth Acevedo really shines at poetry and verse, so really interested to see what I think of Family Law. My oven is beeping again, so hold that thought. So I think I was just talking about Elizabeth Acevedo, and I was saying that I'm really interested to see what I make of Family Law that she's just released, which Victoria has very kindly said that she will send me, and I have also reserved it on my library, but I think it doesn't come out through, I think there's like a queue till like, I don't know, a long time. And then on the last bit of kind of bookish news, I picked up a book today in Cancer Research Shop for £1 that I saw. I don't even know how I saw it. I saw it a long time ago, and it just sounds right up my street. And that's 10 Things My Cat Hates About You by Lottie Lucas. And I'm going to have to just read you this. It's under my sticker, hang on. It says, not everyone gets 9 lives, so you better be the love of a lifetime. When Clara's ginger cat Casper chases yet another romantic prospect out of the door, she's ready to give up on love altogether. But then the fussy feline causes 2 meet cutes in the space of a day, and suddenly Clara has 2 gorgeous men driving her to distraction. But who is in control of her happy ever after? Clara, fate, or the cat who started it all? And I just couldn't pass up on that one. So I'm hoping to read that soon. I think I found this. Obviously, I'm experimenting with kind of trying to balance my TBR and things. And I think I'm finding that if I'm going to be buying books, especially when it comes to new books, not so much secondhand, and if they're authors that I've not read from before, I need to almost buy them and read them within a couple of months, or I think I start to lose interest. Although going through my shelves recently when I was trying to unhaul some stuff, I'd pick up books that I was like, oh yeah, that can be unhauled, I've had that ages. And then I'd read the blurb and be like, oh, actually. So I don't know. Right, I am going to go now and have my dinner. I need to pack because I am at the theatre tomorrow. I'm going to see the Heathers at the Curve, and then I'm going to Dudley. If I had have known that there was so much stuff going on at once, I wouldn't have planned it like this, but I'm gonna try and take it slow before the theatre and have a leisurely stroll to the train station. I might even get an Uber. It's not even that far, but it might be worth it for saving my spoons. Luckily, I say luckily, not luckily, my sister, I'm staying at my sister's tomorrow night, and then my mum and dad's Sunday night and Monday night, and my sister always also has chronic health issues, so she gets it if we just want to chill. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I didn't know whether to even vlog today or just smush it all into next week's, but I know you're all here for the chaos. So yeah, things are hopefully going the right way. Haven't had any of the results of any of my scans yet, and taking a bucket load of loperamide to get through each day, but I think it's raining. I'm starting to get a bit sick of these four walls, and so hopefully I can come to you next week with news that I have a new job. Yeah, so hope that you are all well. I've been loving seeing some of the comments that have been left on my older videos. It has prompted me to rewatch a couple of them and either cringe or go, oh look, little me pre-pandemic had no idea what was coming next. So if you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe below. And until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.